Yeah, Jill.
First take live from Fanatics Fest at the Javits Center, New York City. All the stars out, not just Gayle King, Jay Williams in
Am
the
I showing
building.
too much ankle?
There's
You're
a lot of
boy.
ankle, but they're lotioned.
Well, he told me in South Beach, the whole Miami vibe.
You
so-
look clean.
Yeah, but you look smooth as hell with that peach suit on, but
Okay. Thank you. I'll take that.
you could lose a little lotion.
What do you mean? I got the lotion
Jay,
on.
are you having a good summer?
I'm having a great summer.
Amazing.
A great summer.
We're grateful
Happy
you're
to be
here
here.
with us. All right, we having fun? There we go. All right.
Hold on. Damn that. Y'all could do better than that. Come on.
There we go.
Come on now.
Oh, yeah.
What's up? Thank you.
All right, let's get into your sports, Stephen A. The association, I got some news for you here. The NBA schedule dropped yesterday on NBA Today as the regular season tips off on October 22nd. The defending champion Celtics will unveil their 18th championship banner before facing the Knicks, 7:30 Eastern. Then at 10 p.m. Eastern, the Timberwolves visit the Lakers. Now, looking ahead to the holidays, here's the Christmas Day slate. Starting at noon, the Knicks will host the Spurs, followed by the T-Wolves taking on the Mavericks. Then the Celtics host the Sixers. Rounding out the night, the Lakers will face the Warriors, and the Nuggets will take on the Suns. Jay, you are up first. We'll marinate on that for a moment. Which Christmas Day game are you most looking forward to?
I think the easy answer that people will say is the Mavs, obviously, when you're talking about Luka Doncic going against Anthony Edwards. I'm going to go a level below because I think the conversation trends in this direction. I think whenever you talk about the 76ers, especially showing up on a global stage like Christmas Day, first off, the NFL is trying to steal our damn day. That's trying to happen.
Yeah.
So as we're doing an event here with Michael Rubin in Fanatics, Michael Rubin used to be a part owner of the Philadelphia 76ers. I need him to be courtside to make sure his guy, Joel Embiid, plays on that day because some of my friends are like, is he even going to play? That's the first question around Joel Embiid, right? Just saying in general, injuries, things of that sort. Joel Embiid with Tyrese Maxey and Paul George. Paul George talks trash like some of the best of them. We're going against Jaylen Brown, the Boston Celtics, and I think Jayson Tatum has a lot to prove, right? Which is shocking to say, coming off an NBA championship, but the way his minutes were played out throughout the course of USA basketball, Jaylen Brown winning Eastern Conference MVP, Jaylen Brown winning Finals MVP. I think there's a lot in that new budding rivalry. No offense to the Knicks. I love the Knicks. I love Jalen Brunson, love what they bring. But I do think that is going to be the new rivalry in the Eastern Conference.
I love that game too. And remember, when you talk about these matchups in the East and the West, there's a lot of good teams in the West. There's not as many good teams in the East. It's Philly, the Knicks, and the Celtics. In the West, it's Dallas. And I'm Milwaukee too, fair. Right. But in the West, you got Oklahoma City, and you have the Lakers, and you have obviously Dallas and Minnesota, OKC, Phoenix, Denver. So when you have a sexy matchup like you do with Philadelphia and the Celtics, to me it's more interesting because there's not as many good teams. There's only 3 teams, maybe 4, that can get to an NBA final out of the East, and these are 2 of them. So I like Philadelphia, and Embiid looked good in the Olympics, by the way. He looked good. So to me, Philly and the Celtics always beat Philly. Philly and the Celtics on Christmas Day is the best game.
Got a couple of points I want to get off my chest. Number one, I don't disagree with y'all in terms of how big that game can be. I want to see Embiid healthy with Maxey, with Paul George going up against Jayson Tatum or what have you. That's number one. Number two, Steve Kerr is one of the greatest coaches in the history of basketball. But I don't give a damn what anybody says. For him not to find time for Jayson Tatum in 2 games, that was bad. But to say before the game, reportedly to Jayson Tatum, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find time for you in a game versus Serbia. This is a reigning NBA champion, last 3 years, first team All-NBA, one of the great players in the NBA today, who, by the way, had 2 players playing ahead of him that are teammates of his who spend 82 games a year during the regular season and the postseason deferring to him. But you're one of the great coaches, and you can't find minutes before the game even begins for this guy. You go tell him that. I think that's egregious. And as far as I'm concerned, yeah, you did your job. You got the gold medal, but he's the one who should be celebrating the least. That's number 2. Now, having said that, let me tell you where I stand on Christmas Day. Damn it, I like star power. I like a show. And you brought up Luka Doncic. Yeah, that's nice. How about that brother Kyrie Irving? How about Kyrie Irving against Ant-Man? How about Ant-Man being live on national television Christmas Day? That brother right there, the dude that we looked at and we thought about, I'm talking about athleticism, not results. We thought about MJ. We thought about Kobe. We thought about Vince Carter. That man, Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards, has arrived. And to see that brother in Dallas on Christmas Day against Luka and Kyrie, I'm sorry. That's what I'm looking forward to. Because it's about a show. We know the NFL is going to do its thing with its 2 Christmas Day games on Netflix. We get all that, okay? But the NBA got 5 games that day. We talked about the Boston Celtics against the Philadelphia 76ers. My Knicks going to start off the day beating up Wembanyama. They're going to handle their business, all right? Okay? And in the midst of all of that, I get to see Anthony Edwards versus Kyrie and Luka. And give Kyrie credit for this. Outside of showing up in Boston, the brother shows up for a show. And Christmas Day is a show. And he's going to put one on it.
One thing I made, because I think he's dead wrong. Isn't the idea when you go coach in the Olympics to win the gold medal?
Yes.
Did Kerr win the gold medal?
Yes.
Is the game 40 minutes or 48 minutes?
40.
So it's 8 less minutes to work with.
Right.
The forwards on that team were Embiid, Anthony Davis, LeBron, theoretically, Durant. The guards were not nearly as good. And Tatum is going to play the forward spot.
I recall Jayson Tatum sending him home via sweep a couple of years ago. That's number one. That's number one. Number two.
And guarding KD.
Number 2. That's right. Number 2. He's the reigning defending champion. Number 3. I'm sorry, Mad Dog Russo, Hall of Fame commentator, radio host, all the stuff. Been covering sports for decades. Okay, Hall of Famer. You know this. Jayson Tatum ain't married to some forward position. He could play 4 different positions. He could play, he brings up the court. He could play 2. He could play 3. He could play 4. He's 6'9" with a handle and a J. You can't, and I'm saying, not the game working out the way
why do
they
you think Kerr didn't play him more?
Because Kerr is rigid and married to his way. And my point is, before the game, if stuff develops during the game and you end up not playing him, okay, that's bad, but we understand it. You gonna go to him before the game and go like this, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find time for you, like he's some bench warmer? This is Jayson Tatum.
Well, I just don't understand why any coach would tell a player that you're probably not going to play before the game. It's like Mike Tyson, right? Everybody has a game plan until you get punched in the mouth.
That's right.
Right? So you adjust according to the game.
It's very
if your decision ends up post-game saying the game just didn't reveal itself for Jayson Tatum to play today, but what you're telling me with that conversation is that it was preconceived that in his mind he wasn't going to play.
And that same game,
that's a problem.
That same game, doggy, they won the damn game by 26.
That was the Brazil game.
The Serbia game.
The first game of the thing.
That's right. You won by 26.
He can't play a minute.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
2 minutes.
You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous.
You got 40 minutes and 11 Hall of Famers. It's not that easy.
Excuse me.
You know
He's
what?
going to be a Hall of
Hold
Famer.
up. Matt,
I included him.
Mad Dog, I want you to elaborate on something that you mentioned the other day, with both Jay and Stephen A here. So you weren't that impressed with the USA men's gold?
Not a question of not being impressed, and I'll let you fight in a second.
No, I want to hear it.
They were a 17-point favorite against France. Bogdanovic is the second best player on Serbia. He's an 7th man on an NBA team. It's a 10-day tournament. They play 4 games to get in and 3 knockout games. They've won 1 million of these things since the beginning of time. They lost the 1 year in Athens when they were terrible and they won the bronze medal. Other than that, they dominated everybody. I'm supposed to get all worked up that they beat France in the gold medal game? I can't do it. As a sports fan, I can't do it. I can get worked up. College kids, 76, long time ago, Phil Ford and Dean Smith. You know that team after they lost in 72. Now you're cooking. The 80 Olympics, when we beat the Russians in hockey, amateurs against a professional team. Now you're cooking. The best basketball team and the best basketball country in the world is us. They're a 17-point favorite against France. That's like 4 touchdowns in the NFL. I am sorry. I cannot get worked up about winning the
Well,
game
you're looking at
and
Steph
Curry
Curry.
making a couple threes. I can't. I can't.
Dog, you were also rooting for France. And
I voted for Serbia, for crying out loud. Don't you look at me that way.
Who cheers with a dangly arm?
I voted for the kid.
Hold on.
There's only one doggy.
Wait, hold on,
Only
doggy.
one doggy.
Doggy. So you're saying that I like this. Yeah, we need more of that.
That's right.
We need more of that.
You're traitor. You're traitor.
Come on.
Committed sports treason.
It's like you and Noah Lyles. I don't know who you guys are.
No, I
anymore.
voted for
Come
Lyles.
on.
I voted for Lyles. That's different.
All right.
There's a lot of guys who can do the 100 meters. We are the best basketball team and a country in the world. I need them to go beat France and one NBA player to get all worked up about.
Finish talking about the being less minutes, 40 minutes, and the FIBA basketball is a bit different than NBA basketball. You brought up all of those things, but you want to throw that aside because they're the best players in the world. They weren't a team. They were a collection of talent. And the fact of the matter is that plays a role, particularly against teams that are experienced playing with one another. The Serbias, the Frances of the world, and everybody else. They've been playing together for years.
So was the dream team when they won a gold? That wasn't impressive.
I didn't get that into it. But it was, you know what the good thing about it was? You had Jordan, Magic, and Bird on the same team.
So was it impressive?
That was, and it was also the first time. It's a little different.
Wait. Was it impressive?
I mean,
Doggy?
they won every game by 50 points. Was it? Here's the better question. Was it competitive? It was not.
It was not.
And when I want to watch
can't hold
sports,
that
But wait.
yes, you do. You be
No, you
quiet.
can't.
You stay out of this.
You good?
Tell her to stay out of it over there.
Who have been the last 5 MVPs of the NBA? All international players.
Jokic. Well, yeah, I know.
What are all the conversations stimulating around right now? What would an NBA All-Star game look like if it was international players versus
Which is
US
better.
players?
Which is better.
Right? So all I'm saying is LeBron James going 40 years old. Also, one other point. I've been on multiple shows with you guys. One of the things I've always heard you say about is how guys today probably couldn't play back in the 80s and 90s. If you go back and if you watch European basketball, due to the tier of athleticism being a little bit slighter, right, than what it is now in the NBA, the game is exponentially more physical. Guys get chucked, guys get elbowed, guys get hit. Guys are smoking cool 100s on halftime of the benches, okay? Like, these are the type of environments guys are playing at. There is something impressive about a collection of talent just being brought together, not playing, winning a more physical type game that resembles the 80s and 90s that you don't think today's players could play back in those times.
That's fair. Vegas
It's a little bit impressive.
Vegas doesn't get it wrong. What was the line in the gold medal game?
16.
16 and a half.
16 and a half.
16 and a half points. I mean, geez, we weren't going to lose that game, and we have screamed
What does
about
that mean with it not being
You almost lost to Serbia. That's number one.
Oh, they beat them twice before.
And it was a close game against France. And then the greatest shooter
you and
has
Greenberg.
ever created,
Oh,
and
my
Steph
God.
Curry shows up and shows out.